Welcome to the show.
So a trailer came out today.
Oh,
Another trailer.
For The Dark Tower.
What are we, a trailer show?
Oh, trailer.
It's funny you say that because we're about to film a new trailer show that you'll see soon. That's going to be hectic. You're not going to be ready for it. You're just going to be like, what? That's so funny. That's so intelligent. How did you pick that?
Okay, don't oversell it.
But,
Take a step back.
The Dark Tower is a book series by Stephen King.
Sure is.
Yeah, Chan's building his a dark tower of his own.
Hello.
Heyo.
How's your dark tower?
Pretty good.
Why is it always dark?
So almost all of us have read it except Chris, I think.
Hey, I read the first one.
Oh, that's
So
all.
that is the first one.
You what? Yeah, Chan's. No,
Oh no,
not actually.
It's
chronologically.
called The Gunslinger.
As when it was written, it was the first one.
Yeah, but the movie's not based on it.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Ali's going to talk.
Anyways,
I read the first book.
So we've all read the first
Gunslinger.
book, The Gunslinger.
Yep.
I think John has read a few more into it.
I'm 5 books into a 7-book series, but I think there's an 8th book as well, which is an add-on to the 7th series.
And there's a
7-book series.
prequel.
He hasn't finished. This is like his magnum opus of his life. Like I don't think he ever wants to stop writing this
Jeez.
because it's not like he's done this in 10 years. He's been doing this one over like 40 years,
Wow.
which makes sense when you read the books because they're all so freaking different. But
The 5th one that I just read has references to Harry Potter, and it freaked me out because I honestly thought it was older than that.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. Hang on.
Harry Potter's pretty old.
Yeah, I guess it is, huh? Yeah.
we're pretty old.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
was
Chris
it-
isn't.
I'm
So we're-
older than you.
So we're pretty educated about this. So
no. How old are you?
Younger than Chris.
Oh my gosh. It's all time. I thought you were an old man.
So what do you guys think of it?
The trailer?
Yeah.
It was interesting. It was not what I was expecting at all.
I need help understanding this trailer. I read The Gunslinger. It was nothing like The Gunslinger.
Yeah. Well,
So tell me what the hell's going on.
Well, it's interesting because they can't make a mainstream Hollywood blockbuster from that first novel. They
Anyone-
could, like
No.
Anyone who's read the first few books, like, sees this as a movie, even in an idea, and goes, "That's not going to work."
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a TV series.
Yeah, I thought so. Did I?
When they first announced all this, I was like, oh, yeah, that could be a TV series. And even then, it was like, that's going to be weird, though. That's going to be really hard to do.
Because the book is like, it's strange.
Yeah.
The Gunslinger is not an easy read. Like it's
No.
super abstract, super slow.
Yeah.
There's like dimensional stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like, while some weirdos might be keen for that sort of thing, people aren't going to spend $50 million at the theatre on the opening weekend to watch a weird art movie
Yeah,
about
That's right.
Yeah.
And
a kid and a guy in a desert.
yeah, no matter what that trailer showed, the book's not an action book.
Yeah.
So is this movie like an adaptation of the book?
So, Jono, tell us why you're angry about the trailer and the books.
Well, okay, at first I was confused because I looked at it and I was like, that's not the same story as the books. And then I looked it up and I was like, it's not an adaptation of the books. It's a sequel.
Ah.
And apparently it all makes sense because of a spoiler for the 7th book. So then I was really upset because then I was like, no, I don't want to know what happens in the 7th book.
Ah.
Which they're all just talking about willy-nilly.
Yeah, they're all giving away what happens in the 7th book because they're trying to explain that although it looks like it's the same time period as the original books,
Right.
it's a different story that's a sequel, which kind of like ruins the books because it's like everything has to reset then. No, I know what happens.
Okay, I thought it was just explaining what happens in the next 6 books and like.
No,
okay.
because the story's like very... And it's like,
Right.
it's Americanized as well.
Yeah.
Because they're just explaining everything. And you get the impression from the trailer that a lot of the dialogue is going to be telling the viewer what is happening.
Ugh.
Which is the worst kind of
Useless
dialogue.
exposition.
Yeah, it's going to be exposition dialogue because it's such a confusing world.
Uh-oh.
And they obviously haven't got the faith in the viewer to work out what's happening based on the world. Which is understandable because it is a very confusing world. But it's super annoying because in the books, like, nothing is given to you.
Yeah.
Like, you have to work it out from
That's
what's
right.
happening, and you get these little tidbits of information and you sort of know. I'm like 5 books into it. I don't really know what the Dark Tower is.
And that's what's
I have
wrong.
no idea what it is. And then in the friggin' trailer, the first thing you see is a friggin' Dark Tower, and you're like, oh, that's the Dark Tower. Okay.
Yeah.
And he explains what it is.
Yeah.
And that's what's wrong with Hollywood today, really, is because we're making movies for the lowest common denominator. Because we need to sell tickets to everybody. Smart people will get it. But what about the dumb people? Okay, we'll put some stuff in there so the dumb people can watch it and spend their money as well.
Well, people make smart movies. They just don't make as much money, so they don't have as big a budget.
You
You
know
know,
what?
the book is good, right?
Yeah.
I've got some juicy stuff for you. Keep going.
No.
I don't want to know. I don't want any juicy stuff.
Give me some juice.
Okay.
Okay.
So the guy who wrote this screenplay
Yeah.
has worked on some other things before.
Uh-oh.
Would you like to know what they are?
Uh-oh.
Let's go all the way back
Yeah.
to 1995.
Yeah.
great
Oh,
movie.
jeez.
Batman Forever,
Jim Carrey is incredible.
which I don't know if you remember
Batman
that
Forever?
is Jim Carrey, the
Yeah.
Riddler,
Yeah.
in Batman
That was
Forever.
close.
And then he also wrote Batman and Robin,
Classic.
I see a
which
theme
is
here.
highly considered the worst Batman, right?
Ever made.
If not
Kiss from a rose and
Okay, how come when I sing that you're like, that's not Batman?
Chris, welcome to the Ice Age. That's from Batman.
And now you're like, Batman.
Anyway,
He also wrote Lost in Space, not the classic TV show,
Oh.
but the modern retelling with Joey from Friends.
Oh, yuck.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, Gary Oldman's in that. He's great.
yeah, he is.
Beware, Will.
Okay, in his defense, he did also write A Beautiful Mind, and that was like Oscar nominated.
Great movie.
But that's one rose among many thorns. Now, he also wrote I, Robot, which is an adaptation from another book,
Oh, yeah,
which I would say that's pretty
That's not bad.
middle. I
Yeah.
actually like that movie.
I like
Smith.
that.
Yeah, I like that.
But
I haven't read the
then
books though, so maybe.
he also adapted. What can I say? Adapted the Da Vinci Code.
So he's an adapter.
So I don't know if you saw. Did you see the Da Vinci Code?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
It was. I don't think I made it all the way through it. I fell asleep.
So he's a
Maybe
professional
wait.
adaptator.
He did A Beautiful Mind.
Yeah.
Maybe he's making great screenplays and then someone's like taking them and ruining them.
I don't know, but then he also did I Am Legend, which
Ooh.
I haven't read the book, but everyone says the book is friggin' amazing.
Yeah, but books always are.
He likes Will Smith.
Yeah.
What about the director? What's he on?
He also wrote Insurgent, Transformers: The
Oh,
Last
dear.
Night.
Oh,
yeah,
dear.
tis
Wait, that had
that took a real bad turn at the end.
real hit and miss. It's not going well.
Yeah, geez, that went downhill real
Mostly
quick.
misses though, but every book he's done hasn't turned out great. I
Well,
think is the lesson from that. Except I, Robot, which was all right.
Who's directing it? Who directed this movie?
Run into figure.
Nicolaj something. Nicolaj.
The action looked awesome. There's
Yeah, the
one
action
thing you
looked
get
fun.
from like reading
Yeah.
the books. You're like, it would be so cool to see that.
Yeah, that's right.
The gunslinger himself doing his thing.
When he has the bullet in the air and he reloads.
And the way the language in the book is
Yeah.
like it's hard calibers. It's like a giant revolver.
that was sick.
Far out.
Yeah, and good on him for putting a black person in the white person role.
Yeah.
Roland was white?
And the man in black is a white person.
Yeah.
Yeah, but white.
I'm pretty sure he's even described as a white person in the book, right?
Yeah, because he's meant to look like John Wayne or like Clint Eastwood. It starts getting
okay.
very like weird in terms of the movie motifs because
Yeah.
that's something to do with the crossing over the dimensions in the books. So stuff keeps happening that's in a movie. So he's
Strange.
meant to be like a western, classic
Yeah.
western
That's right.
cowboy. And in the books they're like the Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he is.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
You gonna read them? They're a long read, man. They're
I
a slog.
will read 'em.
They're
I
not that
stopped
great.
like 3 books in
No.
because I was
They're
so
not-
freaking
they're not.
bored.
If anyone's struggling with
They're cool, but they're just.
If anyone's struggling, I'd recommend the audiobook.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I just read book 5 and it's really thick and like one thing happens in it
Oh, God.
right at the end.
Shivers.
Like
Even
one
the
thing.
second book was all
no.
crabs on the beach, right? He didn't even have guns.
They didn't get off the beach for the whole second book.
Yeah,
Shivers.
he's just trying to survive, not
Like
getting eaten by
not
giant
every
crabs.
one of those books is like it's all the characters. So it's all the interaction between them and what they're thinking and what's going on, but like very little actual stuff happens.
Is it an allegory
I don't know.
for something?
The whole thing in the books though as well is that like you just know that the world is sort of odd and falling apart. Like
Something's
things
off.
are dying.
Yeah.
Like East and West aren't always East and West.
And they're trying to get
time,
to the Dark
you can't
Tower.
track
Time is
and all
weird,
this
yeah.
Stuff. Like that's stuff you pick up on though because it's like, oh, that's weird. That was one conversation or something like that. And it's like I feel like in the movie it's just gonna like smack you in the face with it.
Because a common thing that they keep saying in the first book is they ask, how long have you been here? And they always say, oh, time is weird since it happened.
Time's gone soft.
Yeah,
they keep saying.
time's gone soft, yeah.
Yeah, the trailer didn't thrill me.
Yeah. It would be cool to like see that if you could show that though. Like, but even reading the book, you're like, it would be cool to see some of these things, but you can't show all of these things.
Yeah.
It's just not possible. It was the same with Ender's Game. You couldn't show most of what happened in that book.
So
I'm getting Ender's Game vibes from it just because of the way they like.
I think it's been Hollywoodized.
The action will look awesome when he's flying around shooting stuff.
He looks really cool.
Yeah. When he dropped the bullets into the
nice
revolver.
coat.
Yeah.
He's doing it so quick.
And the one time where it's midair and he's like...
And it's a cool looking gun.
And then he goes like this.
Oh, I always imagine the gun from Trigun.
So, shout out to YouTube comments because there's the best comment on
the trailer.
Our
on the
Anzac Day
trailer.
video.
No, well, yeah, but let's not get into that. So you know how in the trailer he shoots someone with like the power of his brain just by not looking and
with
shooting.
his mind. Yeah.
Top comment on the video is friggin' aimbots. All right. So we're not very pumped for that, as you can tell.
Yeah.
That's all for trend settings this week.
Still watch it, but
It's I'm Ali.
I'm Ye Chen.
I'm Jono.
Chris.
Sophie gave up.
It's been a good week. We're group settings. This is trend settings. Subscribe everywhere, like everywhere, share everywhere, dab everywhere, live everywhere, love everywhere, dog everywhere,
Mostly
eat everywhere.
Don't go to Fire Festival though. That was
YouTube
great.
Day.
Thanks for watching.